Big news, Mom and Dad. Minnesota schools may be giving all kids free breakfast and lunch.
The late night maneuvering at the Capitol to make it all happen.
CC's live in St. Paul to break it down. Then Congresswoman Angie Craig back in Minnesota this morning, just hours after being assaulted in Washington, D.C. yesterday.
And get ready for the coolest day of the week today, but sunshine on the way after a cool start and a weekend warm-up.
And don't let your Valentine's Day turn into a bad romance. What you need to know to avoid getting scammed by online dating. It's Friday, February 10th. KARE 11 Sunrise starts now.
6 a.m. and welcome to Friday. TGIF is how you say it.
That's how it's done. Happy Friday, folks. Hope you had a good week. The weather was great. We had a lot of melting, and now, of course, I have like this little frozen pond in my driveway. It's lovely.
Put your skates on.
Yeah.
Like, look at guys. Mommy made a rink.
Mommy made a rink in my driveway. No, but we're going to have some melting too this weekend, guys. So we're getting a mix of stuff.
We sure are, because, right now we have the sub-zero wind chills. But by the afternoon, temperatures warm up to the mid to upper 20s. And then from there over the weekend, just beautiful temps in the upper 30s. So right now, 10 feels like 4 below. Winds out of the northwest at 10 miles per hour. So that wind is, again, adding to that air temperature, shaving off 5 to 10 degrees even in some spots. But not everywhere, though. Not everywhere waking up to a wind chill this morning. So your morning planner, a lot of sunshine for you. By late morning, temperatures already in the upper teens, after climbing up to the upper 20s today. Now lows tonight, look at this, not as cold, perfect for Friday night plans, but still breezy. Winds southwest at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Winds, again, continue to ramp up tomorrow. We could even see some occasional gusts, but the south wind will usher in the warmer air. So coming up, I'll dive more into your Super Bowl weekend forecast, and I'll let you know what to expect next week as things could get a little dicey.
Thank you, guys. 6:02 checking in on Champlin this morning. Look at the Northwest Metro. Hey, this is right where 610 meets 169 going on underneath that overpass there. Clear roads. Hey, we've got no crashes right now to worry about, so we'll check in on your drive times coming up in a bit.
All right, parents, you're going to wake up to some big news this morning. Imagine not having to pay for another school breakfast or lunch for your kids, regardless of your income. You were saying that is what, $4 a meal for your daughter?
For my daughter's school is $4.75. My gosh, about $25 a week. Minnesota, though, is one step closer to making it happen. Free breakfast and lunch for every student after that bill passed the House late last night. And our CC Gaines is live at the Capitol this morning with more on the proposal and why some lawmakers are not completely sold on this. Hey, CC.
Hey, good morning, guys. Well, after more than 2 hours of debating, the House passed this bill 70 to 58. Now, supporters of this plan say that it could save families anywhere from $800 to $1,000 a year. But those who are against it say at the same time it would cost the state about $387 million from 2024 to 2025. Now, if this bill is approved by the Senate and then signed by the governor, that would mean every student, regardless of their family's income, could get free breakfast and lunch at school every day. During the first 2 years of the pandemic, the government paid for free school meals for all students across the country, but that has since stopped. Several Republicans offered amendments to the bill, including proposals to expand the income eligibility for free meals without going as far as to cover all income brackets. Other Republicans slammed the idea as reckless spending.
Paying for lunches for every student, kids that can afford it, families that can afford this, that doesn't make sense.
We know hunger is something that too many students bring with them to their classrooms. And the current status quo is letting Minnesota school children go hungry.
Well, right now, this bill is heading to the Senate. Late last night, after the House passed this bill, Governor Walz took to Twitter saying that he's ready to sign it. Back over to you.
And if it passes, could be huge. Game changer for so many families.
So many families, yeah.
All right, Cece, thank you.
This morning, Congresswoman Angie Craig is back in Minnesota. Washington, D.C. police say they've arrested a 26-year-old man for allegedly attacking U.S. Representative Angie Craig inside her D.C. apartment building. Craig's office says the attacker grabbed her neck and punched her in the chin before Craig then threw her hot coffee on him and he ran away. Craig is okay and even actually went to the Capitol after this happened. Police say the attack does not appear to be politically motivated.
The board that oversees police licensing in Minnesota updated its hiring guidelines. After a unanimous vote, people who belong to or support white supremacists or extremist groups are banned from getting a police officer's license.
I think it sets a good tone for the profession of law enforcement. We're very concerned about recruitment and officers, people actually wanting to come into the field. And we're saying, hey, this is going to be an honorable profession.
After some concern from various law enforcement groups, the board did clarify what the word extremist means. In terms of police licensing, extremists will refer to certain actions and ideals. The board did add a religious exemption to protect an officer's candidate's beliefs. Board members also say the change still needs to be approved by a judge and the governor, but will likely go into effect later in the year.
Minneapolis police are searching for the person who walked into an uptown restaurant during yesterday's lunch hour and shot 2 men. It happened inside the Breakfast Club in Minneapolis near Lagoon and Fremont. Both victims are expected to be okay.
Family and friends are remembering DeVale McClendon, a semi-pro football player who was shot and killed near the Minneapolis Sculpture Garden earlier in the week. Here's a look at McClendon, who played fullback and defensive end for the Minneapolis Warriors amateur football team. The team held a celebration of life for him at Commons Park in Fridley. McClendon's parents flew up from their hometown in Georgia.
It hurts because this is my baby. Someone that will give you the shirt off his back, a gentle giant, a hero for us because graduate from college, never been in trouble, never gave me any problems.
Oh, he's a good kid. Police say McClendon was shot while driving and crashed into another car. Officers are still searching for the shooter.
A double murder-suicide in Bloomington, we're learning, may have been money-related. Bloomington police say Richard Myrie shot and killed Dale and Dominic Damon and then shot himself. Their bodies were found in a truck in a parking lot last week. Investigators say the 3 men knew each other and have a history of stock market trading, and that there may have been some fraudulent investing involved.
Neighbors in North Minneapolis are expressing their frustrations, first with Aldi closing and now Walgreens.
It feels like they want to take everything from the north side.
I think, as a lot of people are saying, it's just a reminder that it's a community that is robust and vibrant, but also fragile.
Walgreens said patients' pharmacy files will be transferred to the Robbinsdale Walgreens, but that's nearly 4 miles away. And for people who use public transportation, that's an added hurdle to access the things they need. The store's last day open will be February 22nd. Meantime, Mayor Jacob Fry says city leaders are working to replace the outgoing Aldi with another grocery store option. Well, 6:07 on this Friday. Nothing says Minnesota quite like hockey, right? And just to give another Bold North touch, let's put it on a pond.
Let's. The North American Championship Pond Hockey Tournament is underway in Excelsior. And hey, we're there too. By we mean Eva, hanging out there with her new choppers, her hat. You're good to go, Eva.
Yes, I am good to go. I'm all appareled up. These gloves, this hat, all of it goes to support a good cause. This year, the Patrick Schoonover Heart Foundation. Patrick was a young man who passed away from a heart defect while playing hockey. And in a half hour, we're going to hear from his parents. But meanwhile, I want to tell you a little bit about this tournament. It's been going on for 10 years. It is the final year that they have been putting it on. In this time, the David Wynn Bigham Foundation has donated more than $2 million to local charities. They pick a different one every year. Out here on the ice, there are going to be 75 teams playing, but there will also be games of all sorts. There's going to be a beanbag tournament and live music all weekend. And they fought through some pretty risky weather conditions and not knowing whether this would even happen. About 2 weeks ago, they were ready to pull the plug on the whole thing, but they're all set up with the different rinks. They've got tents over here and everything, and so they are ready to go. In a half hour, again, we'll speak with event organizers as well as the parents behind the charity that will be receiving this year's donation. Guys, back to you.
I love the event. All right, Eva, thank you. Yeah, we go every year. We set up pond hockey. We set up, or pond hockey set up. My husband plays, but we have an ice fishing house too. Little,
Oh, hey, you're good to
we
go.
do it all. We do
should
it
have given
all.
it to Eva. She could have stayed warm in
That's
between
true.
her
Sorry,
lunch.
Eva. Sorry.
Next year.
There's always next year. All right, let's give you a look through our Skycam.
Let's do it.
Temps dipping below 30 today. We're sitting at 10 right now. But Guy, as we've been saying, we're expecting a weekend warm-up.
Yeah, temperatures are going to be right back in the upper 30s and low 40s over the weekend. And today, temperatures right around seasonal with some sunshine. So still no weather impacts to slow you down if you have any travel plans, no matter what your weekend plans may be. It looks like we are just in pretty much good shape. Temperatures now, you got temps 10, but it feels like 4 below, so a little misleading. But wind speeds, it is a little breezy. I've been out in the Care 11 yard all morning long, a little brisk when that wind gets going, northwest at around 10 miles per hour, and even breezier in some spots where we are seeing, again, widespread sub-zero wind chills throughout the metro. So after a chilly start, temperatures do warm up to right around seasonal this afternoon. Wind chills expected to dip below zero here through about 8, 9 a.m. before feeling like the upper teens and 20s later on once we hit our afternoon high. So winds kind of just shaving off anywhere between 5 to 10 degrees later on this afternoon. A lot of sunshine today, so have the sunglasses on deck. Winds do shift directions. We have a wind shift from northwest this morning to southwest this afternoon, and we'll keep that south wind overnight. Winds start increasing tonight. Tomorrow's breezy, so that's going to usher in the warmer air. But I think Sunday is going to be the better day because of less wind and mild conditions. So enjoy your weekend.
Guy, thank you. Today changes.